We're going to look at volume of gases and relate uh, them to the mole concept. So what are the relationships that exist between moles and gas volumes? So to start with, we'll look at a number of gases and the statement that 1 mole of any gas under the same conditions of temperature and pressure occupies the same volume. So it doesn't matter which gas is in each of the balloons under the same conditions, it's the same volume. And here we've got oxygen, hydrogen, methane, and helium. And you can add 2 more gas formulas and their molar masses to the balloons as well. So, first of all, name and give the formula of the 2 extra ones. So if we pick particular conditions, 25 degrees Celsius, that's a warm room, 1 atmosphere pressure, an average atmospheric pressure, not low in a hurricane and not excessively high in meteorological terms. But under those conditions, all the balloons would have a volume of 24 litres. And it's known as RTP, room temperature and pressure. And so what do we know about a mole of a gas at RTP? 25 degrees Celsius. We'll add 273 and get 298 degrees Kelvin. And we've got 1 mole of oxygen occupying 24 litres. The mole of oxygen has a mass of 32 grams. That's the molar mass, twice the atomic mass of oxygen. And the number of particles would be 6.02 times 10 to the 23, in this case, diatomic oxygen molecules. And so the mass of each of those moles is just the molar mass, but remember to have the subscript 2 for diatomic gases. And you'll get the atomic masses off a periodic table. And so you can write the mass of your 2 gases that you've added. And of course, you have to use the formulas that you've already written down. And so what does the molar volume look like? So it's 24 litres. So that would be 24 litre water bottles. Or we could compare it to a box. And what we're going to do is look at a cube, which has a volume of 22.224 litres at RTP. And pause the video here to work out the length of the side of the cube. So how many centimetres distance would each side of the cube be? So pause and work it out. And so we're going to have the cube root of the volume, and that will give you the length of a side. 24 litres, we want 24,000 centimetre cubes, so the cube root of that. And it's a little bit under 30 centimetres, and if you look on your foot ruler, you'll see that it's just a tiny bit under the foot, but each side would be 28.84 centimetres. And so let's compare the volume to some other box that you can relate to. Let's compare it to how many cereal boxes would make the 24 litres, the molar volume at RTP. And so you only need to measure 1 cereal packet, but you're going to measure the lengths of 3 different edges in centimetres. And you're going to multiply the height by the depth, by the width, and you'll get the volume of 1 pack of cereal. But unless it's huge, it's going to be less than 24,000 centimetre cubed. So what you're going to do is to divide the volume of 1 mole at RTP in centimetre cubed by the volume of a single cereal box in centimetre cubed, and you'll get how many boxes. So pause, work it out, and then answer the question, does this surprise you? And go back and look at the masses of 1 mole of the different gases that would fill that volume. And 28 grams is equal to 1 ounce. And we can also look at another volume, counted or described as standard temperature and pressure. And the atmospheric pressure is going to be the same, but the temperature is going to be 0 degrees Celsius, or 273 Kelvin. And the volume there would be 22.7 litres. Now, that's a bit less than the 24 litres at room temperature and pressure. Is that what you would expect? Now, why would you expect that? So pause while you answer that. And then, as another exercise, how many moles of air are in your kitchen at home or in any other room? So start like you did with the box by measuring the 3 different dimensions, the width, the length, the height in centimetres. You can do it with a meter ruler, but you probably haven't got those at home. And care when you're measuring the height of the room, just measure half of it, the lower half, and then double it, so you don't have to climb on things or swing around to get it. And if it's a rectangular prism, you're going to get the volume by multiplying width times depth times height. And when you get your answer, you can divide it by 1,000 to get litres. But perhaps before you do the calculation, your room might not be quite as straightforward as that. And if it's more complex, you can add together 2 different rectangular prisms, as shown in the diagram here. So the volume 1, and then a volume 2. And you obviously don't have to include sort of little window indents and other things like that, but recognize the difference to your answer that it might give you. So how many moles do you get when you multiply your width times height times depth and divide it by 24? That's the volume of in litres of 1 mole, and it'll give you the number of moles in the room. And then you can find the mass of air in your room. So pause the video while you do this, and the mass of 1 mole of air is given as 28.98 grams. So it's mainly nitrogen, which would be 28 grams, but some oxygen and other gases which increase the molar mass of air. And so multiply the number of moles that you found by the mass of 1 mole, and that will give you an answer in grams. So divide by 1,000 to get kilograms. And does that value surprise you? The amount of air in a room in your house. So what we can do is research everyday objects with a similar mass. So look what object weighs the same as the air in your room. Maybe an animal, perhaps, and other objects that you might come across. And then you're going to research other objects that have gas in them and work out the number of moles, what is the mass of the gas, and the actual pressure. And I've just put 5 things here: a scuba diving tank with compressed air, and some of them, the nitrox, can have air that's enriched in oxygen. You can find the volume of an average tank. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner, and so that you'll be able to research sort of the average volume of that. A compressed gas fire extinguisher. They do nitrogen, but we can look at carbon dioxide ones. The International Space Station, and I've given the sort of the living space volume here, and the Mercury space capsule that took the first American into space. And that had pure oxygen in it, and its pressure was about just over a quarter of an atmosphere. And then you can choose 2 more objects and look at their volume, how many moles, which gas it is, and add that to the list. So pause while you do that, finish it up, and extend your knowledge of the world around you with reference to gases and the mole.